Hello and you're very welcome to this week's edition of ITC Film 2012. I'm Darren McCann, your host for the evening. We have a jam-packed show. We are going to be taking a look at two of the biggest movies of the year which are currently in Irish cinemas, and I'm delighted to say that we have two very special guests in to discuss this year's biggest blockbuster, which is of course The Avengers. First off tonight we take a look at Dredd. Based on the 2000 AD comic book character Judge Dredd, Karl Urban stars as the title character, a law enforcer given the power of judge, jury and executioner in Mega City 1, a vast dystopian metropolis. Let's check out a clip.
This is Judge Dredd. I am the law.
I'm going in for the kill.
Mega City 1, 800 million people living in the ruin of the old world. Only one thing fighting for order in the chaos. Judges. Yeah. Dredd 3D, rated R, theater September 21st.
And that was a short clip from Dredd, which is in cinemas everywhere now. So this is a second attempt to bring the character to the big screen after 1995's disastrous Judge Dredd. Dredd has so far received positive reviews from critics and fans alike, with the general consensus being that this is a faithful adaptation of the comic. It's definitely one worth checking out, as I've seen it last week, so if you get a chance, do go along. So now I'm delighted to say I'm joined by my two guests here to share their thoughts on The Avengers. But first, let's refresh our memories, but we'll take a short clip from The Avengers.
We are at war. We need a team.
Let's do a head count. The super soldier, the demigod, a couple of master assassins, and there's me.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk. Yeah.
In theaters and IMAX 3D May 4th.
And that was a clip from the fantastic Avengers. And I'm delighted to say that I'm joined in studio by Adam Hart and Dale Percival.
How are you doing?
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
We have, just so the viewers are aware, we have one for the Avengers and one against the Avengers. Would that be a fair point, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we'll start with you, Adam.
Yeah.
What was it about the Avengers that you enjoyed so much?
Just the feat of bringing together so many people and just the build-up of 4 years of pure storytelling, character building. It got me hooked from back in 2008 with Iron Man. Just got me hooked, and this was the perfect ending.
I have to disagree with that. It took an hour for any action to happen in an action film, and then the hour that they had, they didn't use it because we don't know anything about any of the characters from this film, especially Hawkeye. He just seems to wander into the film, and he was bad, he was good. But who's watched the 4 movies? If you're if you're not a comic book fan, you don't watch the 4 movies.
Okay, well, I'll disagree, but anyway.
Okay, guys, so as everybody is aware, that there has been a lot of hype, years in fact, of hype and build-up to this movie. Do you think it lived up to all the expectations?
Yeah, personally, like as I said, you got all the characters on screen in the final fight scene, you got all the characters there. And on a technical level, you have Mark Ruffalo's face being projected on the Hulk's face through CGI, and his voice is the Hulk's voice you hear when he changes. That's technically amazing. Like that's just incredible.
Absolutely not. It didn't live up to the hype at all. Again, took an hour to get into the action scene. There was one action scene in a superhero movie, and did 5 years to produce it, and it still wasn't the best.
That's
in fairness.
It's a good fight scene.
Yeah, one good fight scene doesn't make a movie. The whole movie has to be good to enjoy it, and I just thought it was ridiculous, to be honest with you.
That's a fair point. So, guys, just one last question then before we let you go. How would you compare it to the summer's other big blockbusters, The Amazing Spider-Man and The Dark Knight Rises?
Blows The Amazing Spider-Man out of the water, and The Dark Knight Rises, very good film, very like Christopher Nolan, hard to go wrong, but I think The Avengers beats him just by that little bit, just barely.
Again, I didn't enjoy Spider-Man or The Dark Knight Rises, but I did enjoy Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. He just had a key role. He took over the city. He was the main man. He was the villain. And when you compare that to Loki in the Avengers, he was just poor, he was soft, he didn't take a stranglehold of the film.
Well, Bane
I just
is-
thought it was ridiculous,
He's
really.
a good, yeah, he's a brilliant villain, but Loki, you got to give Loki credit
Loki,
where
what does
credit's
Loki
due.
do in it? He gets
He
battered
ordered
by
it.
the Hulk. He does nothing else.
He does, true, but he provides that role of being battered by the Hulk.
Okay,
Yeah, he
guys,
provides-
that's all we have time for on that. Thanks very much, Adam and Dale. No
problem.
There you go, ladies. Dale Percival is a very hard man to please. So, thanks again, folks. And guys, so we're gonna, just before we finish up, we're gonna take a look at one more movie, which is the fantastic Looper, which is in cinemas everywhere now. So I believe we have a short clip of that first.
30 years from now, the mob will control time travel. My job is to eliminate targets sent here from the future. Even if the target is me.
On September 28th,
You let him run free.
you can't escape. I'm gonna take everything you got! Your future.
This is my life now. You had yours already, so why don't you do what old men do and die?
Looper.
And that was an explosive clip from the movie Looper, which is in cinemas everywhere now. Already being billed as this generation's Matrix, Looper stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a hired gunman for the mob for 30 years into the future. Whenever they need to get rid of someone, they are sent back in time, where the Looper comes back and takes care of them. Having seen Looper at the Irish premiere last week, I can tell you it's absolutely fantastic, and I can't recommend it enough. And as I said, Looper opened in Irish cinemas everywhere last Friday. And sadly, folks, that's all we have time for this week. But do join us again next week. We will have more great movies and reviews and chat. But until then, good night.